Glasgow South Model Tram and Rail Group Workshops. Today we're going to have a wee look at changing coach wheels. A lot of the older stock had plastic wheels and square plastic axles, although a lot of them had metal rim wheels, but there was no really any weight in them. They were very light, and that caused a lot of problems with derailing and rough riding. So a few years ago, Bachmann and Hornby brought out replacement metal wheels where you could replace your old stock with finer flanges so that they could run through the frogs and the plastic check rails, where the more coarser flanges would kind of ride up over them. So we're going to change. I've got a rake of 4 Gresley Coaches that I bought a number of years ago, a very reasonable price if I mind right, but I never changed the wheels on them. So I've decided to do this wee workshop for newcomers to the hobby that maybe have never done this before, and to let you see how easy it can be just to do this. So when I've set the camera up, I'll be back. Hello again. So here we have my box with the Gresley Coaches in it, and I'll just move them to the side just now. As you can see, I'll maybe zoom in a wee bit for you. As you can see, this coach has got plastic wheels on the bogies, but they have got metal axles on them, except for that one, which is a square axle on it, and it has, I've just realised, never noticed this folks before, this one's got metal rims and one axle, and the other 3 are all plastic. So obviously whoever had them before has changed it for some reason. Let's see one of the other ones here. No, this one's plastic as well. I could have sworn. Yeah, they're all plastic as far as I can see. So we'll have a go at changing them anyway. Now here I have my metal wheels from Hornby. I got these from Hatton's, by the way, at a very, very good price. When these first came out, they were about £10 for a set of 10, and I've seen them at nearly £20 now, which I think is a wee bit over the top. But Hatton's had these at £14, and it's the 12.6mm diameter wheel. I think it depends what era that you're modelling, what coaches these were fitted to, but these will do me. So we'll just open the pack. Just missed my knife along the edge. That should take that out. There we are. And to take a wheel out, we just put very, I don't know if you can see this very well, wait a minute, until I get my light round. Put that coach out the way just now. Get that out of the way as well, so there we are, we can see a bit better now. I can maybe zoom back in. sorry about that. So there we have our coach bogie, and if we just pull the side, it's very difficult for me to show you this actually. If we just very, 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 very gently just lever the side of the bogie outwards, then just by wiggling the bogie out, there we are, it's out now. Looking at this wheel, I don't know how far I can get, you can see how dirty that wheel is. It's got a kind of, I don't know if I can maybe scrape some of that off. They weren't even running on the plastic, they were running on a load of muck. So we got that one out. So I prefer to do these in pairs, so just a wee bit and then just leave it the other side and out it comes. Now look what's happened with this one. The actual wheel has actually split. See, the axle's actually fallen off. The actual wheel has split through the centre. See? So I think I'm in right when I say that this set of wheels has been causing problems. I've maybe not seen the problems it was causing. So I may as well take the other two out. Again, we just pull the wheel towards you and push the bogie out. And then, I'm trying to let you see this, it's difficult with my hands in the way. There we are, there's it out. That's the one with the plastic axle in the centre of it. See? So we'll discard that. And the final set in this coach, which I think it's splitting off with a look of it. Yep, it's split as well. So I think it might be better, folks, if I zoomed out a wee bit, because you're not really managing to see an awful lot here. You can use a screwdriver for this, you know, you just stick it in and there we are, there's that one, and then do the same with the other side. There it is. I'm sure I saw I'm breaking that as well. And if I take the screwdriver I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can see the muck that's on that. So that's the four wheels taken out. So let's start to put the new wheels in. Now there's a lot of different versions of this. Some of them have no holes in them for the like of the more modern stuff. You can get them with spokes for older wagons and older coaches. You know, and you can get them with a four. This one's got 3 holes in the end of the axle, in the face of the wheel, and there's one with 4. But we went for this one. And there you are, it's in. There's no rocket science doing this. You just put the bogie in the right way. There we are now. So what you do is you just put in one, in the side of the bogie there's a hole for the end of this to fit into, so you just kind of if you get one side in to the hole, the other side kind of, you know, I think it's in now, and then we just lever that out the slightest wee bit. Even if you use again the screwdriver to, you just got to watch you don't break the bogie though. There you are, that's it in, and that looks quite presentable now. You do the same with the other side. Put one end in, just pull the other side out until it clicks. There it is. And they're very, very, very free running, these, once they've been replaced. Trying to give you as much detail as I can in this. So if you just put the wheel in at one side, you're going to get it into the hole with the bogie, and then just brilliant. One coach complete. One coach totally complete. The advantage of these coaches were, when I bought them, they were second hand, they came with the bells at the side for the corridor connection. So we've done that one. And this one's the same. It's just got the plastic wheels with a metal axle. You just pull that over and push there, and it will come out. And then the other side, just pull it. Just pull the side of the bogie ever so slightly, and out it comes. There we are. That's out. So it's no a hard job. This is, it's very, very simple. I've got a Royal Mail coach as well that I would like to change the wheels in it, but I think, so I read somewhere about them not being quite as, I think the size of them is the problem. There we are. I bought 2 packs of these to, I needed 16 axles. That one done. They certainly look the same size, the diameter. There's another one that's split. It's going as well. Just once again get one pinpoint in, and the other one will just slip in. Sometimes they're a wee bit footery actually, but As I say, it's a well worth job doing this, I'm telling you. Number 2, there's 2 coaches done already. Again, every one of these wheels are filthy, and I haven't ran these, I don't know when I last ran them. Hattons were actually out of stock of these, and I left them I clicked on the thing to let me know when they come in, and a couple of days later I got an email to say that they'd come in. So the only thing was, I ordered them, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. So what the dickens is holding this up? They said they were in stock, and eventually I phoned them up. Oh, you've no paid for the postage? I said, well, is that no kind of silly? No paying for the postage, because you know, just done the postage when I ordered them. You know what I mean? I think it was £2.75 for postage. The whole lot came to about just over 30 quid. By the time you put the VAT, everything on it. But it's well worth doing this. I'm just opening the second pack now. Slipped out of place. There we are. That's that one done. The final one. Thought this was in, it's not. Now, just one wee thing that can crop up depending on how much wear. I don't know. Let me see if I can zoom right in this. No, it's trying to let you see this. What you've got to watch is that the wee holes that the pinpoint axles go into, you know, if that's your wheel and that's your pinpoint axle, I'll try and obviously the focus is right, try that, that's better. If that's your wheel and that's your pinpoint axle, sometimes the holes that go into are worn, and in a case like that, what I would do is I would get a hold of some what we call top hat bearings, and it's a wee bit of brass. It's a wee bit of brass, and it's like a top hat. It's got a wee flange on it, and what you do is you put a wee bit glue on there, and it has to be glue for plastic, and then get your top hat bearing and with a pair of pliers squeeze it in, and that will make the holes back to what they should be. I just thought I'd say that because I know I've got an old Triang 31 and dummy bogey. One of the pinpoint axles in it, it's worn and the wheels keep falling out, and in order to fix that, and that's them all done. That's the 4 coaches done. But I'm going to do another wee one in a minute once I find it. So I'm going to stop there and I'll be back shortly. Okay folks, here we are again. Now, this is the coach that I was referring to, and put this light out for a wee minute. There we are. I had fitted top hat bearings to this coach and put the original wheels in. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, because 2 of the wheels, these ones run totally free, but these ones, there's a wee bit drag to them. Not that one so much, but that one there is. So I can't remember why I fitted top hat bearings to this. I think it was maybe because to cut down the wear on the actual boxes, and I was a wee bit wary of the actual wheels I took off, but when I coupled it up to a Gresley coach, as you can see, there's a wee bit difference in height. But nothing that you would really say, well, they haven't said that, of course. When the Royal Mail coach was brought out, for a start, it wasn't scale length, it wasn't the full length of a mail coach. But I don't even know if the Gresleys were on the market at the time, so maybe they changed the scale a wee bit, but I'm quite happy with that. And maybe a wee bit of oil on the actual boxes will free things up. So there we are folks, another wee workshop. If you've got coaches that are no running the way a coach should, it should be a smooth. I noticed some of them on the internet, they're wobbling, and folk are starting to put weights in them. Before you go to that thing, we check the wheels, and if they're plastic, get rid of them. As you saw with one of the ones that I changed, the actual wheel was split. Plastic wheel had split. Try fitting metal wheels first, because we had a chap in our club and we were at an exhibition, and every time we sent his coaches out in a train they would derail, And we kept telling him, look, change the wheels to metal, and he wouldn't listen, and he wouldn't listen, and eventually he went and got them and changed them over, and we sent the coaches out, and they didn't derail once, not once after that. So metal wheels can be the key to the problem. They just add a wee bit weight to the coach without putting bits of lead and stuff in them. Just do that. See, it might work, it might not work, but at least not only that. See, when the coach goes over the rail joint, you get the clickety clack, clickety clack, clickety clack. I remember I was at a show, and I think it was a point motor that went in the blink, and I was under the board, and every time a train came round and crossed this board joint, the clickety clack, clickety clack. It was great to hear it. Obviously, you've got a modernly, you've got long welded rails, you don't really hear it anymore, and even some of the preserved lines are going that way. But however, fitting wheels to your coaches and your wagons, by the way, you can, as I say, you can get the spoked wheels for wagons, for the older wagons and spoked wheels. Some of the diesels, locomotives, not British, class 29 had spoked wheels on them. Tender wheels had spoked wheels on them. In fact, if you look at the Hornby tender drive, although they're no clear right through, the outside face is spoked. So you can also get the 4-wheel one, the 4-hole one, and the 3-wheel one. Don't know if they're different diameters or not, I can't remember that. But improve your rolling stock. A lot of folk condemn the point work for derailments. It's not always a point work, it could be your wheels. And if I was you, I would bin them. Get all the plastic wheels off, bin them. Obviously, cost wise, you couldn't, it's quite expensive. But however, watch out for the price you're paying. As I said, I've seen them on the eBay and £19–20. It is not justified. And then there's Hatton's, £14.50. Still a wee bit steep, but it's a lot better than 20 quid. And I ordered them up. And if they don't have them in stock, it's a wee box you can tick. Let me know when they come in. As soon as they come in, you just order them. So they are coach wheels, wagon wheels, whatever you're going to use. Get them changed, and you'll find your stock will run a lot better. Well as that, you saw the plastic ones I took off, and I'm ashamed to say this, friends, they were bogging. And I must admit, I had hardly run those coaches. I didn't run them very much. I've got my water wing which would go with them, but I had never actually run them at an exhibition. I don't remember. It was always my Thompsons I run. I was quite surprised when I scraped the muck off them, you know. So keep your coaches and your wagons free of dirt on the wheels, and things will be a lot easier to run. If you're laying new point work and stuff like that, you know that your wagons are going to go through the frogs and the check rails. I know that if I've heard people talking about these back-to-back gauges. A back-to-back gauge does not take into consideration what track you're using. So if you set it with what the gauge says, that might be alright for Pico track. But if you're using the Hornby points, it's not going to be. That's the problem. If you could get one that could do for Hornby, and another one to do for Lima, and another one to do for Pico, that's different. But this is what I've found, and that's why I've never bought one. I know the club does have one, but I've never used it, because I always go but pushing. If I push a locomotive through a point and I feel resistance, I know the back-to-back gauge is out. I know the back-to-back, that's how I do it. And even if you can get the wheels out, like we did there, and put them through we use Pico track, so the Pico diamond crossing is the one that will show up, because I don't know why, for some reason the Pico diamond crossing, the check rails and the frogs are even narrower than the points are. So if it goes through a diamond, it'll go through anything. So, as I always say, keep on modelling, keep on shunting, and may God bless you.